Hello everyone. So this is one of my first videos, and what I'm going to be doing is creating a cane for my logo so that I can put this on the back of my pieces or wherever I choose on my pieces. So I had paid for custom cutters, the STL, I believe it is, file to be created, and in multiple sizes. So I printed them here at the house, and this was actually, I think, the smallest size. I'll have to get the size. I don't know if it's like 20 millimeters, 25, somewhere in there. And you'll see here, I it wasn't working on the paper. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's been a while, I think, since I've used a cutter. And it's much better when it's sticking to a tile when you're trying to do them. And I also started to spritz water on it. That's water in the bottle. So these next couple, they came out great. I did some extra just in case. I had the clay, so might as well. What you didn't see in this video is I leached the clay beforehand, and the white didn't need as much leaching as the black. The black was much softer, so I would say I left the white on sandwiched between the white paper and then had tiles placed upon it for 20 minutes maybe. And I would say the black was at least probably 45 minutes. So I tried to make it so that they were both the same firmness. It definitely helps when you're trying to do a cane and the reduction. Normally also you don't really kind of put it together and then reduce it down, but that's what I did here in the video, as you'll see. I was going to do a circle cutter, but it just didn't seem to fit very well with the strip of clay, so I decided a square would work. If I wanted a circle, I can make it a circle later. That's not a big deal. Now, this is my first time doing a cane like this, using a cutter to cut out the centerpiece on both the center and the outer area. So I don't know, I was kind of winging it. So that's what you're seeing here, is me kind of eyeballing where it should be in the square and just going for it. I think I need bigger tiles because these smaller ones are not always the best when you're trying to do a bigger thing like this. I suppose I could have done it right on the tile underneath. I don't know. I just wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking a white background. So, yeah, just kind of had that stuck in my head. So now I'm going to get these prepared. I am going to put them on the paper now because I need to be able to pick them up and move them around freely. And just trying to clean up a little pieces. I really don't think overall it will matter in the end. I don't think you're really going to see any of those little pieces of black. Very, it's like super thin squashed clay. It's almost gray and translucent because it's just that little thin spots there. But being my first time doing it this way, that is the route I chose, is to make sure things were kind of cleaned up. Always got to clean that blade. Last thing I used it on was black. I didn't want to mix the black in with the white fish there. My sea raven fish. And here again, I'm cleaning up some of the edges. Since I'm really new to 3D printing, this was kind of my first time using I think it's a 0.2 millimeter nozzle. And to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if I have the right plates and stuff that I'm using for these things. I really don't. So I just went for it. But the bottom of that cutter, I think, could have been a little bit better. It seemed to kind of trap a little bit of the clay. And it wasn't because of the rippling edges around the fins. I felt it was something more than that. I think it needs a little bit of a sharper edge. So a little cleanup there. Now, I wasn't so sure how to go about this once I put them all together. And I started to rethink what I was doing here, because you're kind of going in blind for a lot of it. So you'll see here, I popped it back out of the black, and it was super easy just to kind of manipulate the black around the white fish. So I would highly recommend doing it that way if you were to do one of your own. It just worked out so much better. Now the reduction, I've never done a cane where it was this thin. I would say overall that was it was 4 layers on my highest setting, which was a number 7. I don't have an atlas. So I'm not entirely sure what the thickness is, but it's my thickest setting on my pasta machine. 4 layers. So, I mean, overall, it is the thinnest cane that I've ever started with. May need to speed this part up, I don't know. As I'm going through this, though, I was trying to keep it a square because I didn't want the proportions of the fish to get skewed. I also used an acrylic block to help keep things as straight and level as possible. I was kind of thinking maybe I should have put some ends on it so the fish, wasn't at the end. It was more of a scrap clay end, which would have preserved more of the fish as I reduced it, especially since I started off so thin. So next time I think that's something I'm going to do. As you could even see the whites kind of wrapping around the edge there. Still plenty in the center, but still. When you work on something, you want to kind of get the most that you can out of it. So this first slice in, excited, and I think it came out really awesome. I was really happy with this. So I took the smaller end and I decided that I'm going to reduce it even more, because some projects do need are smaller, so need a smaller little personalized mark. So here we go. Yeah, as I was flipping it around, I felt one side kind of seemed a little slanted. So I wanted to make sure I peeled from the end of the cane and peeled it off from the end, so I wasn't distorting it by kind of rolling it. And I just kind of fixed it a little bit there. But overall, I couldn't be happier. I'm so happy with how these came out, and I can't wait to use them.